What is up, guys? It's NBA Lou here, and for today's video we're going to be discussing the top 3 worst franchises. So, coming in at number 1 is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now let's start with Kevin Garnett. When he got drafted in the 1995 NBA draft, the T-Wolves selected once-in-a-lifetime type talent. They make the playoffs in 1997 as the 6th seed with a 40-42 record. Fast forward to 2000, T-Wolves get 50 wins as they have Wally Szczerbiak, who can shoot threes, KG, MVP, and Chauncey billups. Now, in 2003 and 04, KG obviously wins MVP. That's his MVP year. They had Cassell and sprewell, but it was still not enough for the Timberwolves and Garnett. Now they lost Mr. Bigshot, who in that year he was averaging 17 points and almost 6 assists. Now, the Wolves came close to the finals but couldn't pass the Lakers in 04. Now that we know the T-Wolves weren't all successful with KG, let's move on to the 2008 draft when the T-Wolves drafted Kevin Love. They went on to have the worst record in the league 2 years after at 17-65, and the closest run they had was in the 2013-14 season at 40-42 was their record. Looking at their roster, they only had Nikola, pekovic, and Rubio, but both were injury prone, especially in the early part of their career, once again failing to surround their talent for their star big men. Now they then traded Kevin Love for Wiggins, and we know how this turned out. The T-Wolves had a great young core for once, and they had Kris Dunn, Rubio, Lavine, Andrew Wiggins, Towns, Stephenson, and bjelica. Had the T-Wolves been patient, this could have developed into something better, and they could have gone into a deep playoff run potentially. But instead they hired thibodeau and traded Lavine and Dunn for Butler, who is no longer playing for that team. They also lost Rubio and bjelica and failed to surround Towns again with talent. Okay, so for number 2, I have the Orlando Magics. Now the Magics have had some successful seasons with Shaq, Dwight Howard, 2 Hall of Famers. Now in this situation, both of these players had talent, but it was just not enough. They had to go against 2 legends in Jordan and Kobe, stopping their run. But let's get into detail. The Magics weren't willing to give Shaq a max contract and thought he wasn't worth it, which was a terrible decision considering they made the finals in 1995. So Shaq went to the Lakers and left the Magics empty-handed without trading him or getting anything of value. Like, if you're the Magics, at least try to sign and trade him. Now, fast forward to when Howard gets drafted. The Magics build around him as he proves he was a franchise player. The Magics had success and made the finals in 09, but after that they couldn't pass the dominant Celtics, so they traded him to the Lakers and got Vuk in the deal. We know Nikola is a great player, but he isn't going to take you over the top. They draft Oladipo that same season, some promising young talent, but ended up trading Oladipo, Sabonis, and Ilyasova for just Serge Ibaka, and then trading Ibaka for Ross and a pick. So the trade was pointless, once again proving why Magics are one of the worst franchises. Now, last but not least is of course the Knicks. It starts with James Dolan not caring for the team and fans, only caring about money. He's one of the most selfish owners, having problems with Spike Lee and Charles Oakley, 2 big Knicks icons. It makes sense as to why the future free agents don't really want to play for an owner like that. Since 2000, the year Dolan was owner of the Knicks, they have not had much success, and the only successful season they had was in 2012-2013 when they had 54 wins. Now, the Knicks had Nate Robinson, Stephon Marbury, Matt Barnes to be exact, Trevor Ariza, Crawford, Steve Francis, Zach Randolph. Yeah, they aren't, star players, but you need good role players to win championships. And the Knicks didn't have much to surround Amari Stoudemire and Carmelo Anthony. In 2014, the Knicks passed up on Nikola Jokic and Dinwiddie, drafting Clea Anthony early, who's not even in the league right now. Then in 2015, they traded a 2016 first-round pick and 2 second-round picks, Novak and Camby, and two second-round picks. The Knicks could have gotten Pascal Siakam, DeJounte Murray, or Malcolm Brogdon. Now we are in 2017 now, and with one of those second round picks, the Knicks could have gotten Thomas Bryant, who's a decent sized big man, but it just doesn't end there. They drafted Frank Ntilikina and passed up on Donovan Mitchell, Bam Adebayo, John Collins, Kyle Kuzma, and Jared Allen. Now, let's go to the 2018 draft. The Knicks draft Kevin Knox and passed up on Michael Porter Jr., Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Knicks continue to fail to scout great players, and not even just that, they don't know how to develop young players. Mitchell Robinson at some point was only getting 18 plus minutes, and if the Knicks aren't fighting for a playoff spot, what is there to lose? Let him blossom. I could go on and on about the Knicks, but to keep the video short, I'll list some reasons. Now, if you guys think I missed anything, feel free to drop a comment down below. But it's to show you guys that these franchises fail either to spot or build talent around their star players. But I wanted to thank you guys for watching, and peace.